Saying goodbye. We all have said goodbye at some point in our life. Bye. I'll see you later. Bye. I'm gonna miss you, and you crying. You say goodbye to a lost loved one. We all have been there. And when you have a brain injury, saying goodbye to yourself, who you knew, who you loved and appreciated, is gone. I'm Astra. Welcome to Astra's Brain Injury. Now, as I says, it's never easy saying goodbye to someone that you love. You know, you drop them off at the airport and you spend the time with them, and then they fly away and then they go. And you're like, oh, until I see you again. You know, oh, bye, mommy, bye, daddy, bye, baby girl, bye, baby boy. However, your children see you, say bye to them when you drop them off at school. And some of them is like, oh, mommy, I want you back. Come back. I don't want to go. All of these different things. Of emotions that we go through, whether it is a happy goodbye or it's a sad goodbye or it's a snatched goodbye. Because I say snatched because with the brain injury, you're snatched. Who you were, snatched away. The one that you loved, snatched away. So you have to be here with your Kleenex, your tissue in hand, wiping your eyes and saying goodbye. And that's how it was for me, because who I once was has changed. Yes, I'm still that happy individual, and I can smile at anything, and I'm ready to give a smile and all these kind of different things. But who I was, I can see a difference. I can see a night and day difference with myself and with my brain injury. I know I'm getting a little teary, y'all. With my brain injury, it wasn't easy for me. It was not easy knowing that I had capabilities that I could have done before. And, I would say that I was my children's gladiator. I was their superwoman. Mommy can stand there and I could do anything. Watch me fly now. You know what I mean? I know we can't fly, but I mean, you felt like I felt, not you, I felt like I was unconquerable. I could conquer it all. And my brain injury just snatched that away from me. That confidence that I once had, that diminished. That, I'm easy to talk to, but I was easier to talk to people. Like I can just go out there and, you can hold your own, have a conversation and all these kind of different things. It's gone. That life of the party, gone. All of these different things. And when I found that I'm trying to chase me, because we all like to be chased. Women, we love to be chased. But this kind of chasing that I was doing, I was never getting back to it. It was running faster than I could run. And no matter how much I was trying to, I feel like I'm catching up, but then all of a sudden it takes off and it's gone. I'm like, what? Come back. Come back. But I've had to come to terms and realize that who I was before, I'm not there. I don't know if I'll ever be there. And I've come to terms now, and this is, 11 years. This is the 11th year now, y'all. And I've had to come to terms, and it's taken me a long time. It's taken me a long time to realize that the Astra that I was once, the Astra that I loved, the Astra that was fearless, outgoing. I'm still outgoing, yes, but not to the extent that I once was. All of these different characteristics that made the whole of me is gone. Like it's missing out and it's gone. So I have pieces, little pieces, but I've got like a puzzle. We do puzzles, and when the pieces is missing, your puzzle is no longer whole, but it's missing pieces. And this is how it is for me. I am missing those key characteristics of myself that I once loved. And it is always very hard for me. I mean, it still is hard for me because I know that the things that I could do before and I can't do now, I'm like, oh, it's hard. And I don't want to, put a damper on anyone to think that maybe you might not get there, but there comes a point in our life where we've got to realize the relationship that was me is now no longer that wholesome relationship that I had. It's now going to be a different kind of relationship. And, I thought of how can I build on who I'm going to be now. I have to say goodbye to who I once was. And it's never easy to say goodbye, especially when you love who you were as an individual. You love your personality, your characteristics, things about you that you enjoyed and you loved that, others can see those good qualities within you and they appreciated those good qualities and they loved those good qualities. Poof, it went. And, and another thing is when you are around those that knew you from before, do they help you? I'm putting out this question and I would love to know if, this has happened to anyone that you can give me some insight. Did you find that they were, I wish you were, back to your normal self? Has anyone ever said that to you? Because it's hard letting go. It's not easy to let go. It really isn't easy. And it was not easy for me. I mean, there's times where I still am like, I miss me. I wish that, but I'm not the kind of individual that likes to blame others for actions that help to, participate in my thing. I don't like injustice. I can tell you that right now. Because, I'm not going to say, oh, because I was talking with you and I tripped, I'm blaming you. That is not my kind of personality. And I'm thankful that did not change for me. That still remained with me. So if you and I was talking and we're walking and we're talking, and I'm looking over at you talking and I tripped and I fell, I'm not going to say, you know what, because of you. It's because I had to be talking to you why I could not be watching where I was going and I tripped and I fell. What? Like, for me, that's just mind blowing. Like, that's not my personality. And as I said, I'm thankful that did not flip a switch and I changed, So as I said, it's not easy saying goodbye to parts of you that you loved and you enjoyed, and was something that helped you to shine. I'm trying to look for good words to say, but it helped you to shine for who you are as an individual, but it's not easy. And as I said, I'm curious to know if y'all have had people that have said to you these words like, when are you going to get back to who you were? I liked you better when you were without this brain injury. Like, has anybody ever said that to you? Thankfully, I do not recall no one saying that to me, but I'm just curious if that has ever happened to you, because, we all have a lot of regrets in our lives. And again, I say that when I was working and my plans was to going back to school, I already had everything rolling in motion and all that kind of stuff. I don't look back on that and be like, oh, you know what? If I never got into this, I've said, mind you, I have said, if I wasn't in this accident, where would I have been in my career in life? As a federal worker, I was curious to know where would I be. But then again, I say, okay, that happened. What else can I do? And I stop and I think, well, you know what? If I never got into this MVA, I would have never, years later, have been able to do this YouTube channel that I can, help others. Others can even help me, because I truly believe that there is times in our lives where we come to a road and we're, you're like, which way do I go? Sometimes it's like you're forced to go right, or sometimes you're forced to go left. And the road that you do go down, you can either look at it in a negative way, or you can look at it in a positive way. And the positive way is, okay, this is happening to me. What can I do that maybe can help somebody else? Because you never know how it can, help someone else. I'll give you an example. Sorry, I just have to drink some water. I love my ice water, y'all. We were going either into the store, we were coming out of the store, and we saw this lady, and we turned and we were like, ooh, I think I was with my mother. And we were going into, so this is before, I think it's before my accident. And we saw the lady and we stopped her to tell her how much we loved her shoes. And the lady just began to beam. And she goes, it's even making me teary. You don't know how such a bad day I was having. And we were like, wow. Just simply telling her, we really love your shoes. And she begins to talk to us like we've never met her before. She's never met us. We've never seen one another. But just those simple words helped her. She says, you have just made my day. And just something as simple as that. That's why I say, when we come to the road, we don't know whether to go left or we go right. We don't know how what we have gone through can help someone else, and as I'm saying, when you're saying goodbye to that part of yourself that you knew, you loved, you valued, it's not easy. And so maybe this can help you, because as I said, we all go through saying goodbye to somebody. Somebody we have to say goodbye to, whether your child, your spouse, your family member, whomever. Bye, I'll see you at the next time. We never know. Sometimes it could be the last time you're saying goodbye to somebody, or you'll be able to see them again, that you can say, okay, bye, baby, you have a good day. So you never know. But again, like I say, I go back to that example with the lady. When she's telling us, and you can see that the pain that she was having, and she's explaining that she was having such a bad day. And just those simple words of, I really love your shoes, that brought a smile upon her face, and that helped her from being so sad. It helped her, and she said, this has made my day. And these are things that I appreciate as an individual, like that. What I'm doing, I'm hoping and praying that it can touch y'all, and it can be of a help to you. That if you are the one that is going through the brain injury, or if you're the one who is looking after the one with the brain injury, that this can offer some kind of a help, and that's just my hope and my prayers, that it would offer some kind of a help. But going back to this, saying goodbye is never easy. It is not easy. And the process can be for however long. Like I said, this is the 11th year. I still get a little weepy, as you all see. I still get a little weepy, because I craved me. I craved my independence. I craved not having any pain unless I was at the gym with my trainer and she was working me hard that I couldn't sit down properly. That's the only kind of pain that I was experiencing. You have, my heart hurts because of the pain of whoever, whatever, you have. But going back, it took me years, y'all. As I said, this is the 11th year, and it has taken me years to come to the realization, okay, Astra, you're not going to be that shining star that you once was. You may be a dull star, but you'll still be the star that you were, that you will be, because we all can shine in different ways. We may not shine in our old way, but this here brain injury has done a remix on me. Ricky remixed me, and now I'm something else. I can either embrace that and be like, okay, now I've got a brain injury, I've got limitations, but what else can I do within that limitation that can be of a help to somebody else? Because we were always taught as children that the good you do is the good you're going to meet. And when you can be of a help to somebody else, we don't know how far with us just helping that individual now can turn around and help 10 other people. And it just grows and grows and grows, so you're not alone with a brain injury, because I am sure there's a whole heap load of us out there. I'm sure of it, and so we're not alone. But you felt, and I could tell you, I felt like I was alone in all of this because, I was the one in my family. They didn't have a brain injury. They were not going through what I was going through. And it was not easy. It really was not easy. So they could not understand to the full extent what I was going through. and what I was experiencing. Yes, they're, looking through the glass and they're saying, oh, okay, this is what's going on with Astra. But they don't know the internal, really what I was going through. And so a lot of things I did not verbalize because I just could not verbalize it like that. And when I was able to, I had to come to terms within myself how I'm going to say goodbye. And now that now I'm saying goodbye to you, Astra, it still brings a tear to my eye. Even though I have accepted and I am moving on now with what I need to do in order to succeed in life. So, but let me know, have y'all experienced this? Realizing that you need to say goodbye to who you once were and embrace the new you, because you realize I can't go out, say for instance, into the spotlight anymore. The light is too much for my eyes. I can't handle the sound or whatever it is it may be. Just the amount of people, all that information coming into my eyes is just too much. Whatever it may be, you've experienced something and you realize that part of you have to lay it to rest. I love you. I miss you. I want you back. But, right now I realize you're not coming back. If you ever will come back, I'm just curious to know if any one of y'all has, experienced this. Have you come to this part in your life to realize this? Just curious, I'm really curious. But anyways, I thank you all truly for spending the time with me just on this little bit. And, hopefully I'll definitely see you in the next video. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. And, just let me know. You might have something for me, a question for me, and ask and I would be like, oh, let me check. Oh, I can tell you, I will definitely get back to y'all. Really, I will. Maybe a little bit, but I will definitely get back to you. And so, with that, I shall take my leave, and I'll definitely see you in the next video. And with that, I'll say bye.